Alright, so I'm gonna try to finish this one today. The waterfall light that is voice sensitive, I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just 12 more pieces for me to attach to this circuit board. Let's do it, because right now I'm just way too lazy to learn about how to read these diagrams. It just looks like hieroglyphics to me right now, and since I still want to get something done, I just went ahead and saved the picture of the completed product. That way I can cheat from there. It's smart, right? Kinda, maybe. But hey, you know, I'm just starting. I don't have any background in this, and I would really like to get my first project done. That way I can give myself more encouragement to keep going. I think it's really important to do this whenever we learn something that is completely new to us. We're humans, right? We're able to adjust our environment and cheat. It's important to do things at the beginning that would actually feed our inspiration or feed more into our curiosity. So I will have to go by this chart today to look at my what are these called again? Resistors, because there are a few different kinds of resistors here that I cannot and should not just blindly attach to this circuit board, because I want this to work. Right now I have no idea if it's going to work, if I've even soldered the LEDs on correctly. One thing I've learned about these LEDs is that, you see that? It's got a short prong and a long prong. So the short prong is the negative and the long one is positive. And on the diagram that's on the circuit board, you can see that there's a little circle with a triangle on the inside. So the flat side, which is the flat side, which is the bottom part of this triangle, would be the negative side. So I just want to go ahead and plug this like that, plug this in like this. So the top one again is the negative and the bottom is positive. I'm gonna go ahead and stabilize this by doing this, bending the prongs. That way when I solder, because when I solder I have to turn this over, right? That way when I solder it don't just come off. If you look closer to these two whatever's connectors they are called, that looks like staples. The reason why these are not touching, the middle part of these are not touching the circuit board, is because whenever I put these staples on, I didn't go ahead and bend their prongs. So as I was soldering, they were just like sliding down and I didn't even realize that. So by the time I flipped this over, it was too freaking late. It's okay, it's a learning process, right? So let's do this. I have a little fan here sitting up a little higher than the circuit board itself because the smoke rises, and if I sit it on just on top of this table, it doesn't really draw out the smoke as good. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. I like using the third setting, and I let this sit in front of the fan. And I have my little soldering paste, which is just flux. I have my little metal wool cleaner for the tip of my iron. And I am almost ready to go. As soon as this heats up, you see the silver on the tip. Since I already have some, what do you call these? Since I already have some of this wire on top of this tip, whenever the temperature is right, you should be able to see the silver part melting a little, which I think that's what I'm seeing right now. Sometimes it smokes too, so that's when I know it's ready. When this is not hot enough, your soldering is gonna look like shit. So I try to wait until this is hot enough before I start anything. I want to call these soldering wire for now because I actually don't know the proper term. So I have bought the 0.5 one, which is the one that I've been using which was the one that came with this soldering iron. And I've also purchased one that is 0.2 millimeters. So I'm not going to use this one yet. I don't feel like I need to use this one just yet. It's obviously finer. It might make it look prettier, but I don't need to use this just yet. So let's go ahead and just solder this on. So there you go, there's that one that I've just soldered on. I'm not a soldering expert just yet, so it looks round-ish. You see how the other one looks kind of shitty, but yeah, whatever. This is the best I can do right now, so let me go ahead and install the other LED light because I thought there was another LED light somewhere for this. Let me look at the picture again. Actually, there's not another spot for another LED light. That was just an extra light. So let's just go ahead and move on to the resistors. Actually, let's leave the resistors last because looking at these colored fans is giving me a headache already. I'm gonna go ahead and work on this part. And from the picture, it seems like the long prongs are above the thing, maybe. Hold on, let me look at this again. Oh, sorry, my bad. That's not how it goes. This one goes like this. So I'm not sure how I could solder this part on without it coming off, because I might have to just hold it like this and hope that I won't burn myself. Let's try it. So the little two-prong item is now soldered on right there. You see it? Ah, this camera sucks. Yeah. Anyway, that was 2 pieces already. So the next one is the transistor that I want to work on, that I want to solder on. It looks like it doesn't really fit the holes. This is the little, hold on, the little loaf, bread loaf looking thing. This is, according to the picture that I'm looking at, this is where the transistor goes. So for this transistor, there is a flat side, right? You see the flat side on this side? And we're going to just go by the diagram on the circuit board itself and place it just like how the circuit board shows you. It looks like we might have to adjust these prongs so it would fit into these holes. Let's see. I think that's how it works, but it won't go all the way down though. Look at that. Let me double check. So yes, it's true, it doesn't go all the way down, even according to the sample picture. I guess I can just live with that. Let's just go ahead and solder this part on. Bam, that is soldered on the transistor right there. 1, 2, 3. So for the next part, I'm gonna go ahead and do these. What are these called again? They function like batteries actually. So if the power supply gets cut off, these still stores like a degree of power inside of them. What are these called again? Actually, never mind. I don't want to solder those on yet. I'm going to go ahead and solder on the easy one. So the next one is this piece. It obviously goes into here. So I don't think there's a positive side or negative side. I don't think the side matters for this. So let's just go ahead and solder it on. Oh damn, my soldering iron died. Look at this. So I guess I'm gonna wait. I gotta recharge this. Apparently I forgot to recharge this last time. After I used it last time, so you gotta pre-plan. Maybe I'll just get another soldering iron, so one that's plugged into the thing. That way I don't have to worry about this issue again. So right now I can't do anything about this except for plugging it in. Oh yeah, one thing that I want to let you guys know is that when you cut these prongs off, they do tend to just go everywhere. So this is why I always put my hand over the prongs before I clip them. That way I don't have to pick these up. I don't have to find these on the floor. That way my cat doesn't walk around and have this stuck to her paw. Alright, so I've looked at all my transistors. This is the only transistor with the yellow, I don't know if you can see it, with the yellow band on this end. That was the first band. And yellow, when it's the first band like this, it represents 2, the number 2. So I'm thinking, since out of all these transistor diagrams on the circuit board, out of all of them, that's the only one with 2 as the first digit. I'm assuming it's safe to just go ahead and put this into the 200 one. But I gotta bend this a little first. Boy, I hope this would work. But I would be so happy when this works, when I'm done with this and when I plug it in. Because right now, I don't believe in myself. So, but I'm still doing it for fun. Just for fun. And then so my bad, sorry. So the first band is yellow, and according to this chart, the first band, if the first band is yellow, it represents 4. So this is the only transistor that has the yellow as the first band. I don't mean to flip you guys off, but I'm just trying to show you the band, which is not showing on here. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. Okay, there you go. Bam. Okay, I just now noticed something. So since this is R3 and R1, and both of them says 20K, and these two are the only two that has the same colored bands, I'm going to just safely assume that these two are the two that goes into here. Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, y'all, obviously. And I think when I watched the video about transistors, I don't think it matters. Like, there's no like positive or negative for transistors, unlike the LEDs, where there's a short prong, which is the negative, and the longer prong is supposed to be the positive. So let's just go ahead and put these in for now. My soldering iron might take a minute to recharge, so I may or may not finish this project today. I wasn't trying to finish this today anyway, but I am trying to get something done sometime soon. That way, we'll feel better about ourselves having something done, and then we can move on to the next project. Go ahead and put this in. I feel like I want to do it the same way, so if it's... yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this. So these 3 are in already, and I haven't soldered them yet. You see? Black? Okay. So this transistor looks like it's red, black, black, and then brown, or red, black, 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 and brown. I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is the one that goes into here that says 200. This one. Again, since I don't think resistors have like the negative and positive, like just like the LED, I don't think it matters. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it in here. Ta-da! All right. So that leaves this last resistor, which goes into this spot. This spot. This spot. I'm just gonna stick this in. Go ahead and bend these first. Bend them like this. Yeah. That looks so much better just with the resistors in here, even without soldering them on. I don't think we can just go by the picture and solder everything on, because right now I'm a little bit confused about the difference between these two items. So I might just have to learn how to read a little bit of this hieroglyphic diagram right here. I got it. I think I got it. So for this one, on the bottom it says 100 UF, whatever that means. And also on this, it says 100 UF. So I'm going to plug in the negative to the positive. I'm going to plug in the negative to the negative and positive to the positive. And go ahead and bend these prongs. Yep. And I'm going to put in the other piece. Again, negative matching negative and positive matching positive. Go ahead and stick it in there. And just bend them. That way all of these would stay in place. Yes, it looks like crap right now because I haven't soldered them on and I haven't clipped these prongs off yet. So once this is done, it would look like this. Go ahead and put this part on. This is still not done yet because this little guy goes on top of this. So it would kind of look like this. Yeah, with the lights on and stuff when you speak and when there's sounds. So yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and stop here for today. Maybe at least for, for this time of the day. I'm not sure when I'll get to finish this. I just literally work on this as I feel like it. If I don't feel like working on it, I don't fucking work on it. That's it. So yeah. Well, another day, another dollar. I just came back from Whataburger with my friend Melody. I wouldn't say that was the best burger I've ever had in my life, but that was pretty freaking good. So now that my soldering iron is completely charged, today we can just go ahead and finish this and see what happens. By the way, y'all, I'm going to order one that's actually plugged into the wall. That way I can just, keep soldering instead of only solder for 8 minutes at a time. Apparently this thing only has an 8-minute duration for every charge, and I don't know how long a full charge takes. Most likely going to be more than 8 minutes, but yeah, if I want to keep soldering, I need something that is plugged into the wall right here. So I want to say that I think for prongs like the LEDs and the capacitor, it's better to actually just open the prongs like on the other side to hold this piece in, right? But it seems that for resistors, I don't know if it's because of, I don't know why, but for resistors, it seems like, at least for me, it's more helpful to actually cross the prongs like this, like in a cross, to hold the resistor. It actually holds the resistor in place better if I do it the other way. So you can see that all the ones where I have the prongs that are crossed, they are the resistor or capacitor, and then I don't really have, like for the LED, sorry, for the resistors we only do the cross, and for the capacitors and for the LEDs it helps to just open them up into a V shape before we solder. That's just something I noticed right now, so that's interesting. So I'm just looking at, let me turn this off. I soldered the transistor on yesterday. I put on the capacitors yesterday, that one. And this one, let me turn on this light. I've just soldered on all the resistors today and the 2 capacitors. And I've just noticed that I did not do such a good job with the resistor, just like how I did with the staple looking connectors. They're supposed to be touching the board completely for it to look neat. Look at this second resistor. You see how one side of it is higher? I guess I need to find a better way to, fold the prongs on the back before I start soldering. This is the first time I have soldered on resistors, and I really feel like I've been struggling with resistors and these types of connectors the most. LED lights I don't really struggle with so much when they're on a flat surface like this. You see how neatly I have soldered these on. They're all touching the board very nicely. And in the back, the soldered points are, passable. They're okay for a beginner, I think. But and then just looking at the resistor, like this one really bothers me right now, but I'm not gonna try to fix it. All I really want to do today is for this to actually light up and do what it's supposed to do. So I don't think I need to solder this part on. Not so sure. I just feel like I don't have to solder this part on. It just doesn't look like I need to solder that on, but this is now completed. This is the part where the power source goes in, and I'm assuming it says it means 4 to 12 volts. So now that I'm done with this part, by done I mean that all the components have been soldered on, except for this top part, right? This top piece I did not solder on because it doesn't look like it's something that I need to use soldering. I don't know the name of this part, and I'm honestly too lazy to take a picture to ask LLM. I kind of want to keep the mystery right now, and I want to prove that my theory works. Really, it does not look like a part that needs to be soldered on. That's just me. So now I want to power this thing with the positive and negative. I don't even know which one's okay. Positive is on the side where it has the little plus sign, and the negative. So this part did not come with this. This is just a thing that I have ordered that is hooked to a servo motor, because I also want to learn about the servo motor, right? Because I might be interested in robotics a little down the road. But black is always negative and red is always positive, I think, if I remember correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. Or maybe, hold on, let me make sure it works actually. It doesn't seem like, I don't want to break anything, but damn. Okay, it does go in. I'm going to just put batteries in here first. So each of these batteries are 1.5 volts. I don't know if they all add together. I don't have any basics of about electricity and all that stuff. But since I'm not messing with electricity from the wall outlet, I think I should be fine. I shouldn't, I'm not trying to electrocute myself in front of everybody here, but I am trying to figure things out. So again, the black goes into negative. Let's see. Whoops. Black is negative. Yeah, black is negative. And it does not freaking work. Okay. This is hooked up. This don't work. Go figures. But let me make sure this thing actually works. So here's my mini servo motor. I did not realize that it's this small when I ordered it, but okay. And I don't think I'm supposed to plug the power source directly into the servo motor, because this thing came with it. So I will just plug this in. This is out, this is in. So this goes into in, I'm pretty sure. Positive on top. Aha, so this thing works. You see how as soon as I plug this in, the blue light lit up? So right now it's on manual where it says man. I want to plug in the servo, which I'm assuming, oh god, I don't know these colors, but okay, we can try it anyway. So out is S, positive, negative. I'm assuming brown is ground, so let's see if it works. It don't work. Plug it the other way. I just heard something. I just heard something. Hold on, I think this thing is working. I heard it. Okay, you see the servo motor right here? I'm gonna turn this knob. It's working. See how I'm turning it? I'm actually turning it with this knob. For some odd reason, I thought it would just keep running, but okay, this is a servo motor. It's different from a DC motor. So we now know that this battery pack works, but for some odd reason, this just didn't work. I don't know. It says 4 to 12 volts. Again, I don't know shit about electricity, so, but now we know this works, and this is the one that don't work. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I didn't solder something on. I don't know if it's because like the voltage is not correct. Just each battery is 1.5 volt. So 1.5 times 4, does that mean it's 6 volts? If it's so, 6 volts should have powered this thing, because according to the circuit board, it says 4 to 12 volts. So I don't understand what is going on right now. I feel like I need to get some of those alligator wire things. Maybe it's the other way. No, it's not. What if this is just a piece of shit and it doesn't work? And what if I soldered something on wrong? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really, I just kind of went by what I think it says. I haven't spent time on trying to learn these hieroglyphics yet. So, there you go. My first finished piece doesn't even freaking work for now. I might keep trying. I'm going to just get off here and try to figure something out after a nap. So, yeah.